Imagine, our planet is not a cold stone drifting through space, but a massive boiling cauldron. Deep inside the Earth, a sea of molten rock churns with temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun. All this energy is searching for a way out. The Earth's crust is like the thin shell of an egg, fragile and cracked. It consists of plates that are constantly moving. When one plate slides beneath another, or when they pull apart, volcanoes are born in these gaps. They act like valves, releasing the planet's built-up pressure. Deep in the mantle, magma, superheated rock and gases, rises, pressing against the crust and looking for cracks to escape. At first it may be quiet and almost invisible, but as the pressure builds, the explosion becomes more powerful. At some point, the Earth simply cannot contain it anymore, and an eruption begins. Each eruption lays down a new layer of lava, ash, and rock. The mountain gradually grows. This is how a volcano forms. A majestic cone that, in a way, lives its own life. It breathes, stores energy, and sometimes unleashes its fury. But every volcano has its own character. Some, like those in Hawaii, erupt calmly. Lava flows gently like a river of fire. Others, like Vesuvius or Fuji, can explode with such force that entire cities are destroyed. And deep beneath the surface, some giants sleep, supervolcanoes whose eruption could alter the climate of the entire planet. The most amazing part is that volcanoes don't only destroy, they create new islands, make the soil fertile, and thanks to them, we have entire continents. In a sense, it's the volcanoes that built the world we live on today. To understand how volcanoes form, we need to know that the Earth is made up of layers. Core. Extremely hot, with temperatures reaching up to 6,000 degrees Celsius. Mantle. A layer of molten rock that is constantly in motion. Crust. The solid outer shell, essentially the armor of the planet. Magma forms in the upper mantle, where rocks melt due to extreme pressure and temperature. Movement of tectonic plates. The Earth's crust is not a single solid piece, but made up of plates that move slowly. It is this movement that creates the conditions for volcano formation. Subduction zones. One plate slides beneath another. Example: the Ring of Fire around the Pacific Ocean. This is where the most dangerous volcanoes are born. Rift zones. Plates move apart. Example: Iceland. Volcanoes appear directly along the rifts. Hotspots, mantle plumes. These are like torches of molten magma breaking through the crust. Example: the Hawaiian Islands. How a volcano forms magma accumulates in the mantle. It rises through cracks in the Earth's crust. Pressure builds up, and the magma bursts out in an eruption. With each eruption, layers of hardened lava, ash, and rock accumulate on the surface. Over time, a cone forms, the volcano itself, a majestic mountain shaped by fire. Eruptions, different types. Effusive, gentle. When the magma is liquid and flows easily, the lava moves like a river. Explosive. When the magma is thick, gases cannot escape, and the built-up pressure tears the mountain apart. Volcano life cycle. Active. Currently erupting or likely to erupt in the near future. Dormant. Has not erupted for hundreds of years but is still alive. Extinct. Completely dead. Magma no longer rises to it. Why volcanoes are different. The composition of magma affects a volcano's behavior. Liquid basaltic magma. Gentle eruptions. Thick, oxygen-rich magma. Explosive eruptions. Location matters. Oceanic volcanoes, like Hawaii, behave differently from continental ones, like in Italy or Japan. Interesting facts. There are about 1,500 active volcanoes on Earth. Every year, approximately 50 to 70 eruptions are recorded. The tallest volcano is Ojos del Salado, 6,893 meters, Chile. Volcanoes are not only found on Earth. On Io, a moon of Jupiter, hundreds of volcanoes are active, making it the most volcanically active place in the solar system. Famous eruptions in history. Vesuvius, 79 AD, destroyed the cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum. People died instantly from heat and toxic gases. Krakatoa, 1883, its explosion was so powerful that it triggered a tsunami and affected the climate for several years. Pinatubo, 1991, ejected so much ash into the atmosphere that the Earth's average temperature dropped by zero point 0.5 degrees Celsius. Volcanoes are the heart of our planet. They breathe, they live, and they remind us that the Earth is not a dead rock drifting through space, but a living, energetic being. Every eruption is the voice of the planet, calling us not to forget how small we are in this vast world. They can destroy cities in minutes, take lives, and change the climate of entire continents. Yet at the same time, volcanoes create new lands. Lava forms islands, and ash makes the soil fertile. Where fire raged yesterday, gardens bloom and fields grow tomorrow. This is the remarkable paradox. Destruction gives birth to life. Human history has always been intertwined with volcanoes. We feared them and revered them, built legends around them, and tried to predict their wrath. Yet through all the centuries, one thing remains unchanged. We cannot control this power. We can only observe, study, and marvel at it. When you look at a volcano, you realize that everything we build is temporary. Cities, roads, civilizations, they are just a thin layer on the surface of the planet. Beneath it, eternity simmers, and it can remind us of itself at any moment. Volcanoes teach us humility. They show that humans are merely guests on Earth, and perhaps that is what makes our world so incredible. By realizing our fragility, we learn to appreciate every moment. And maybe the greatest lesson is this: remember that the planet is always stronger than us, yet it is this very power that gave us life. Now, here's a question for you. What is a volcano to you? A formidable destroyer or a creator of new worlds? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey into the world of fire and stone, support the video with a like and subscribe. After all, many more mysteries await us hidden within our planet.